Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel. It is myself, Kris, joined by Scott once again, the ultimate tag team partnership on the Gallowgateshots YouTube channel. And we are back once again with another kit reaction video. We've done it for the first two, the home and the away kit, and we are back with the third kit. Scott, initial thoughts on this one? Came a bit out of the blue, no pun intended, but out of the blue, this one.
Yeah, I think we got a leak earlier this month. I think Sports Direct was selling the match day kit. So we kind of got like an idea of it was going to be blue, and I think a few people on Twitter and I think Footy Headlines as well were saying it was going to be blue. And then
But
Thursday.
also saw the ladies football team as well when they were coming back in. Obviously, with them getting professional contracts, a lot of them were wearing this version's training kit of this shirt, which
Oh,
obviously
okay.
we'll put on screen as well
Yeah.
because I've got the yellow, like similar to what I'm wearing now, but yellow,
Right.
which
Yeah,
are the
yeah, yeah.
same color combination. Sorry for
Nice.
interrupting
No, no, yeah. I mean, and then Thursday there was just a tweet went out with the badge and a bit of blue and a bit of darker blue and then a bit of yellow and just was like, "It's out tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. Have at it." And it got released. It was released a bit early. I think someone did a bit of data mining on the old website, and
you.
the images leaked a bit early. And I think as well they actually, I think they just pushed the button as soon as it started to leak because it was out before 9 o'clock on the website.
Yeah, so it was set and scheduled for 9 a.m.
Yeah,
release Friday, the 21st of July. But like you said, some clever geeks out there had managed to do some bit of digging and found the links on the website as well. And like I said, that went on social media at least half an hour before
yeah.
9 o'clock, and everybody saw the shirt for what it was.
Hmm.
And Scott, what are your first impressions of this one? I'll come to my opinion soon, but what's your
Yeah.
first impression?
I really like this one. And it's not like the green one I know we talked about the last time where I said I like that one, but it's kind of has to grow on us, and I want to see it on the players on the pitch. This for me was an instant buy. Like it was,
Mm,
I like the blues, I like the yellows. It's not like a gold. It's more just like a fluorescent yellow, like a high vis
it's like a
yellow.
neon
Yeah,
yellow.
like neon. Um, and I like the little pattern, but there's one or two little bits of it that I'm when I've been looking at it a bit more, the yellow
Okay,
lines don't like go around the edge of the pattern; they go through it, and
right.
it just triggers us a little bit that. But it's tiny. Again, I've ordered it because it I think it looks really smart. Um, the only thing we haven't yet really seen is the socks. I know the youth,
Mm.
the well, the infant kit comes with white socks with it looks like it's blue or black on the top, but there's no other socks on the websites. There's no other socks in the store from what I saw from other videos. So yeah, who knows? Because I don't think white socks would really match this kit. I think you've got to go the same color for everything.
So my first thoughts, I absolutely adore this one. Honestly, it's my favorite out of all three now. I'm a big fan of all three. I think Castor, design wise, have absolutely smashed it out the park. I love
Yeah,
the first one when that came out. It's probably my favorite home shirt in a long time. The green one came out, and I was impressed with that one because without going into the politics and what it is, I just like the design of it. And I know a lot of people don't, but personally, the design wise, not the background of the design, love it.
yeah,
And this one, I think this one just hits a different level. I really like this one. I know a couple of lads in our WhatsApp group were saying that they don't like it, first of all. Then
mm,
when they start seeing more photos, they're thinking, actually, that's a nice design, that. Um, Before we go any further, though, if you chuck it on the screen, Scott, so if we look at the front of the shirt,
yeah,
and it's honestly, we'll talk through it, but I just love it.
yeah.
The one thing which I get first of all, it's a bit transformery.
So do you know? Do you know? What I think it looks like there's a cyberpunk game out. That
Hmm.
came out I think last year or the year before, and it's very similar to the color scheme of that game. Yeah, it's. I mean, the yellow accents that go around some of these, like kind of, they're almost like V's or little squares or little shapes. Um, really, it's really nice. Now, I'll point out the one thing that I don't like on this shirt, and you see that yellow line next to the Castole? It's the
Yes.
only one that doesn't go around the outside of a shape. It goes straight through that
Right.
square.
Okay.
So that's the only thing I don't like. The other thing you don't see with this, and I've seen this in other pictures, it's almost like a splatter effect on the blue as well. It's not two solid colors. You can
It's
see it a
faded,
little
isn't it?
bit. It's kind of like a paint splatter. You can see it a little bit by the Castor logo there. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean,
It's got like a
I
green
love it.
effect on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's like a grain effect. The other thing that I was a bit surprised at, but we didn't see this with the away kit, is it looks like every single shirt is exactly the same. The pattern is
Mhm.
identical on every single one. It's not like the away kit where everyone seems to be different, even slightly different. We saw that when we wore the kit against Gateshead. Um, you know, I think it was the
Yeah.
two Miley brothers looked like they had the same top on, but
There's
actually
subtle
it
differences.
was
Yeah.
very, very different in terms of it just shifted a little bit and everything.
Mm.
I like the cellar. I think the cellar, it's not a block. It's kind of like the Fun 88 of the older way tops where it's individual letters and
Yeah.
individual bits make that. Is it an A? I don't know. Do we know what that is, that little logo? But um, I was surprised it wasn't a block. I thought it would be, given what we've seen with the home
Mm.
and the away. And actually, quite surprisingly, the Noon logo doesn't look too bad on this one either, because it kind of just
It
meshes
fits
into the
in, yeah.
top. Yeah,
So I put. I'll go through the results in a little bit after we obviously give our thoughts and opinions on this one, because I put a poll on Instagram on the Galaxy Shots account just to see what people thought and their favorite one of the three shirts. Um, a lot of people mentioned the Noon on this one, saying that it doesn't really fit in with the home and the third kit. It's
yeah,
the home and the away kit, sorry, because obviously the color differences on it, with it being a standout yellow block on the sleeve. And I agree with them.
yeah,
Like you said, this one just fits because it's the same coloring. Maybe that was some sort of thought process behind it, just to make everything all match. Because we have saw things like that in the past, and once again, and I think I'm not sure your opinions on this one, Scott, but I'm pretty confident that you said that you quite like it when they changed the colouring of the club crest and Castor to match the rest of the shirt as well. Because I think if you put the typical Newcastle United crest on there with the
yeah.
same colours as designers, it just wouldn't fit whatsoever. With that, it looks perfect.
Yeah, it wouldn't. I mean, obviously, the shirt I'm wearing at the moment is a prime example of having the normal color badge
Mm,
on and a away top, and it seems to fit okay with this one. But I think with this specific kit that we're looking at, yeah, I do like the monochrome version of the crest. I think Newcastle United use it quite a lot throughout the website and on
yeah,
the
they do.
social media stuff. So, it's almost the normal, and
Mm,
it's almost like the colored version of the badge, with all the different colors on everything, is the anomaly nowadays. They very
yeah.
rarely use it. I'm not saying I prefer it, but I do prefer the original, obviously. But with this one, yeah, I mean, as long as they get the stitching right and as long as it looks okay, we should be all right with this one. But it's very similar to the goalkeeper top last season. They had the goalkeeper top was that same neon yellow for
Mm,
obviously the entire kit, and they had the same color badges on. So it's obviously they've got a few maybe color templates of the badge where they can change it to certain colors, and this is one of them. Um, I
Honestly, I'm a huge fan, absolute huge fan
yeah,
of this one, and if I had the money in the bank account right now, that I would have been in the club shop buying this when it came out yesterday, because like, I really do like it. Honestly, it's normally I would wait for the sales to come, but like I said, I'm a big fan of this one this year.
yeah,
Just to quickly look at the back of it as well, Scott.
yeah,
It's a solid back. Once again, we're expecting this with all the kits, that solid back, because obviously European football apparently requires you to have this sort of thing in there. So no shock that the design doesn't go right the way back. Obviously, you've got a subtle nod to NUFC on the collar. But yeah, we're fully expected it to look like that. What I do want to mention, just obviously talking about the back of the shirt, is bringing up a photo from the club shop. I think who was it that took? It was one
It
of
was
our lads that
I
took
think
this
Joe
yesterday,
took
wasn't it?
these, didn't he?
Was Joe in town yesterday? Was he?
Well, he put these up, so I don't know where maybe he's getting this
All
from
right, okay. So Joe
somewhere
may have
else.
stolen them from somebody else. Apologies, this is somebody else's photo. So that's what the back of the shirt is going to look like. Once again, with the curved writing and font, this is a Premier League. Okay, we don't know if this curved font is what's going to happen in actual match day, but this is how the club are printing
Yeah.
everything. And once again, it's that same yellow on the back of the shirts for name and number, which
Yeah.
fits perfectly as always.
It does. It does look a slightly different shade of yellow. Obviously, you've got to just use what the Premier League allow you to use. It looks maybe it's a little bit more fluorescent for a visibility thing, but it'll fit. Like no doubt about that. It won't look out of place here. Yeah, the arched lettering. I don't know if the teams have a choice of what they can and can't use, because I think I've seen Arsenal have straight and Man City have straight when they've been playing their preseason friendlies. But I think I saw Spurs and they had the arch lettering. So maybe
Okay.
it's just whatever you want to do. I do think we should have went for straight because of the NUFC on the back,
Yeah, if
because
you
it
look at
would
that
have lined up
Longstaff
quite nicely.
one there,
Yeah,
it just doesn't look right. It's just
yeah,
something about it. It doesn't look right. The font is almost touching the numbers. The names are
yeah.
almost touching the numbers, and it looks like quite a gap. Obviously, where obviously NUFC is on the top of it. There's a big chunk that you're unable to print across,
Hmm.
which is a shame.
Yeah,
But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not one for
yeah.
getting a name and number on the back of the shirt anyway. But I think with the block on the back, I think it probably looks better by doing it by getting a number on it.
I think if you had an actual block, like the kit with the shield on the back that we
A
had
shield, yeah.
years ago, you've got to get something in there because it does look like
Mm,
it. That's what it's there for. I think when it's just a plain back like this, though, you can get away with it. But if
yeah.
it was just an actual square cut out of the pattern, then you've got to cut something in there because it's what it's designed for. It would look wrong
Mm,
without it. So yeah, I'm still curious. I know this is about this third kit, but I'm still curious what they're going to do about the home kit because it is striped on the back. There is no block, so
yeah.
whether they release like a Champions League version of the home kit, uh, I
Mhm.
don't know. Um, we'll see. Do you want to talk about the
So
shorts as well?
yes, let's move on to the
I'll
shorts,
bring them
mate.
up.
Because like we said at the start of this one, we've got two sets of shorts to show everybody. Um, I hadn't even looked into this until obviously we started recording this video, and I was unaware that we've got this taper thing down the middle of the shorts, and
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that as well. It's got that subtle yellow stripe down it. Then obviously it's got parts of the shirt design in the shorts as well. Once again, the crest to match the silhouette, which is on the
Mhm.
top of it as well. And for as short as go, the nice shorts. There's not
Yeah, I
much you can
mean,
say about shorts.
the match don't, and it looks like it's just like a little offcut of the shirt. I thought, well,
Mm,
we've got all this leftover material. Let's put it on the shorts. Obviously, it won't be that. They would have thought about this. There is an alternative short as well, so I'll bring that up, which seems to be the same. It has the same light, the same divide in the actual short. It is bright yellow. It actually looks like the keeper shorts
it
from
looks
last
like he was,
season.
yeah.
Um, But yeah, again, same sort of thing. One thing I did notice on the Newcastle website, they've got the pro version of these shorts available and nothing else. No no shirts of anything, just the yellow pro shorts are available to buy online. So if you don't want the stitching on your shorts, you can get the pro ones. I think they're a
They've
bit more
been a bit all
expensive.
over with the normal replica jerseys and the pro versions this season. They're normally
Yeah.
pretty good where they'll have them split and the released at the same, well, not necessarily the same day, but it seems like now that they're releasing them in parts, which is really strange. I don't get that.
Well,
Have your normal release, then have your release of your pro version not long afterwards.
the club don't have the pro ones. They don't have them on the
Yeah.
on the shop. They don't have them in the stores. It's not online, but JD do, and I think Sports Direct do as
Mm,
well. Because obviously, where I live in the Netherlands, I've got to wait about 2 weeks before they go on JD Sports after they're released. So the green
okay.
away top still isn't on JD Sports, but the home
Right.
top went on last week, and then the training gear went on end of this week. So this on Friday. So
Mm,
I think by next week we'll get the green tops on there, but they've got the pro home kit on there. It's 140 euro, like. Um,
wow.
but yeah, JD have them. I think the shop in the airport has the pro tops as well. I was watching a travel vlog of someone who's going to the US, and they bought the pro version of the home top in the airport. So yeah, they're out there. You can buy them, just not through the official Newcastle. Well, it's a
Strange.
Castore shop, isn't it? It's not a Newcastle shop.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things really about it. But it's strange. It's I'm surprised they don't have them because people like them. I
Mm.
I got the goalkeeper, the orange goalkeeper top as a pro version in the sale last year. Honestly, if I had it done, I would have bought all the kits as the pro version because they're just so much nicer to wear. It's a nicer material. It's more breathable. The only downside is you don't get the stitched badge, and to some that's a pro, to some that's a
Some
con.
people
Yeah,
prefer it, yeah. Some people
yeah,
prefer it. Like we said earlier on, we're not sure on the socks yet. The tiny glimpses that we've seen of the socks in some of the photo release is blue. Um, I would imagine it probably is blue, Scott, but like you said, the junior one has white ones.
yeah,
So God knows, God
yeah.
knows. I would imagine it would be blue though,
It's almost as if they
matching the
don't know
rest of the
themselves, to be
rest.
honest. Because I think
Yeah,
the mannequins in the store, they normally have the socks on, had no socks on or anything, so they obviously just haven't
they're
get them in.
sockless.
Sockless
I've left
mannequins,
them
I
with
know,
knee socks.
barefoot mannequins. Um,
um, what
y
what I highlight as well is once again Castor have done the full range, so it's not just the away kit and that's it. They do a full range, so you've got all
yeah,
your training gear and your match day shirts as well. So if we put one of those on as well, there, Scott, it's your match day shirt there. It's what the players will be wearing when they're training and getting warmed up before kickoff. Scott, you've got the home version of this one, so
I
the black
do.
one with I believe it's like a grey, isn't it? The what I'm classing as
Yeah,
flags on the bottom. I don't know if the flags, but that's what I'm going with, and I'm sticking with it.
yeah,
It looks like some sort of flash to war flags, and
mhm,
I like that. If I'm being honest, I'm not a big fan of the designs for the match shirts this year.
yeah.
Don't really. I didn't like last year's, to be honest with you, and I know a lot of people like that with the silhouette of the bridges and parts of the city centre. I was never a big fan of that. I thought
Mm.
too much was happening, but it is what it is. It's a shirt which it's just another option for people to buy. Um, Scott, like you said, I know you've got this one, so I'm assuming you're a big fan of this one.
Well, I've got the home one. I do like this one, I must admit. I'm not a big a fan of the green though. It's too light of a green, I think, for my liking of the match day. At least in the pictures, I've not seen one in real life. And if I'm being honest, I probably wouldn't have bought the home one. But when I went to get the shirt, because I was in the UK because it came out the Sam Fender weekend, I queued up outside the Castor shop in the Metro Centre, and by the time I got into the shop, they'd ran out of home shirts. So I wasn't going to leave empty-handed. So I thought, well, I'll buy
You got the
the
next
match
best
day.
thing.
I got the next best thing. I got the match day one, which I liked. I've liked it since the moment I've seen it. I thought it looked pretty smart. I like the white on the shoulders. I think this will have the dark blue on the shoulders. Um, I think the green has a darker green on the shoulders as well. So yeah, I quite like
Mm,
this. Um, Obviously, the other reason I got it while I was over there is there's a massive price difference between buying it
mm.
in the UK and buying it outside the UK. It doesn't convert like it would do if you just changing money. They add a bit on as well. But yeah, I like
So
this.
alongside this as well, Scott,
Yeah,
we've got we've
the
got the
jacket.
jacket
Yeah, which I think
which
is
goes with it
really
as well.
smart. Um,
It's very similar to the jackets which were released last year.
it
It's
is.
very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously it's just a bit of a color shift. Obviously sticking with the same colors of these shirts which we're going through there now. It's a nice jacket. It is what it is.
Hmm.
Like I said, you'll probably see a version of the pullover which I'm wearing as well. This will probably get released at some point in different colors. Um, do you know what it is? I think we're spoiled for choice when it comes to Castor and the things which they've released throughout the season.
Yeah,
When it comes to merchandise, sometimes I feel like they might be taking the piss a little bit with the amount of things that they release because the prices which they charge, I bet you that's probably what, 80 quid just for the jacket alone,
I'd imagine
if
so.
not more.
It's over 100 euros. I know that, so it'll definitely be around the same price, if not more, than an actual kit.
Mm.
A
And
jersey would
towards the
be.
end of the season, we know for fine well this will be in that sealer rack for about 20 quid.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame because I never get to go to take advantage of these sales. They did it online last
Yeah.
season, which was quite nice. It still wasn't as good as going into the shop, but yeah, I think the one thing to remember with all the stuff that Castor release is that you're not forced to buy it. I think that's
Mm.
that's why they do it. They give it, people a lot of choice, can have whatever they want. You don't have to have every single thing. Obviously, there will be, some people with kids where the kids will want absolutely everything, and that's just how it is. I think if you look back at all the Adidas training gear that we had, there's about four different versions of the training
Mm.
tracksuits and t-shirts that everyone loves
Yeah, you've
with the
got
stripes on the
t-shirts, jumpers,
sleeves,
pullovers,
drill
jackets. Yeah,
tops. You've got all sorts. So
yeah.
it's no different to that. It's just I think maybe the prices are a bit higher than what you would have got back then. Um,
Inflation, Scott. That's what that is, mate.
Yeah, that's what that
It's
is.
probably
Yeah,
always been the same price,
it probably
but now
has.
that we have to buy these things ourselves, we realize how
Probably.
expensive these are.
Yeah. Do you want to touch on the goalkeeper situation as
Yes,
well? We'll bring
let's
the
do it.
shorts up.
Once again, it's weird. It's a weird situation we find ourselves in where we don't know what the goalkeeper top is,
Yep.
but we've got the shorts.
Yep.
So I'm guessing the goalkeeper shirt is going to be very similar to the design on the home shirt, but pink. I'm
Yep.
guessing because obviously, as you can see on the shorts, there they've got a similar sort of grain pattern on there, like we're seeing in the outfield player's shirt. So I'm guessing we're going to have a same sort of design or very similar design on the keepers.
Yep. Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because they haven't really officially announced the home goalkeeper top. We
Yeah,
only saw it in the Tonali videos. They released the blue one. That's disappeared from the website. I don't think you can get that anywhere. And then this, they've just released the shorts. So
it's
I know
mental.
Nick Pope's injured, but that doesn't mean you can't release the goalkeeper tops. Like we need to know what these keepers are wearing
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Scott, though, because you have to remember these photos would have been taken
months ago.
before the season ended
Yeah.
last season. Because obviously we've had Bruno who was away
Yeah.
straight away as soon as the last ball was kicked in the season. The same with Trippier and Joe Linton, who were design well, sorry, who the players that were wearing these kit releases for the home and away, and Botman as well. So there's no excuse. It's a strange one. God knows what's happened with the goalkeeper kits.
Yeah.
But I
It's
don't think it takes a genius to figure out what it's going to look like.
no, and maybe it's because the goalkeeper tops aren't a big seller. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if many people go out and buy the goalkeeper top day one and think I've got to have that, unless it has a design like the famous sunset one, or it's a nice keeper
Mm,
top that people get. I would never have had the goalkeeper top last season had it not went on sale for 30 quid. And it's orange, so
mm.
it does me for King's Day over here. But you mentioned Joe Linton. We'll bring him up because it does just make the top look a little bit better, doesn't it, when it's on the players?
It'll suit the
Um,
Brazilian lads' hairstyles as well, won't it?
it will, yeah. They do like to dye their hair, so it'll definitely suit that. Um, but that's the pro version
So, like,
of the top as well. So,
like I mentioned as well, Scott. Just to go back on Instagram, we'll run a poll
yep,
to see who's sorry to see what your favorite shirts were out of the three. Which one you're picking as the favorite? So let's have a look. I'm going on it now. This is live. I haven't even looked at this, but there's been a fair few votes, and so 51% of the votes went to the home shirt, as expected. I think everybody's always a big fan of the home
yep,
shirts. The away one only got a measly 10%, so that is the green one, 10% of the votes, and this third one came in at a close second at 39% of the votes as well. Um, this is my favorite one. Like
yep,
I said, I do love the home one. I like the away one, but this one I really really like it. I hope when I do go to buy it, it looks just the same as what it is in real life as what it looks like on these photos as well, because sometimes you can be let down.
yep.
Um, but I'm hoping I'm gonna love it as much as what I do right now when I go
Hmm.
in that club shop and get this one. I think what we will do as well, people that haven't already seen this, myself and Decker done a review of buying from the official club shop for the home shirt and buying a replica of DHgate as well. And we'll put them side by side to compare them. We weren't forcing anybody in any direction whatsoever, which way to go to buy the official one or to buy the fake one. We're just looking at this and comparing, and that's all that it was. Okay, we weren't pushing anybody in any direction. We're going to be doing it with the green one. That should be getting recorded in the next week or so. Well, whenever it arrives from DHgate, and we will be doing it with this one as well. That'll probably be next month because obviously they haven't been designed yet over illegally in Thailand or China or wherever they're created. So patiently sat waiting for that one. Anything which you would like to add, Scott?
Um, just one little thing about the green top. I know we're talking about the away top, but the green top looked really nice when we played Gateshead. And when it was
It
on the
did.
players and you watch it on the telly, it just kind of added that little extra of like, oh, actually, this is a nice top. Um, but I agree with you with this one. I think lighting is a big thing when they take these photographs, and
Mm.
it looks nice. It looks nice on the players in the photos we've seen. But yeah, in real life, it could be a different story. But I just
Saying
don't
that,
think
Scott,
it
I
will
did
be like.
I did see one from a distance yesterday. I was in Asda and there was a young lad wearing it who must have
Yeah.
just gone straight to the club shop and got it and used with his dad. Do you know what I didn't like though? He had Tonali 20 on the back of it.
Mm.
May have jumped the gun with that one because the rumours that we've seen today that Tonali might be wearing the number 8, I believe.
Yeah, and
So a bit of a switch around with numbers.
I think the club was selling Gordon 8 as well.
But there were
I
all signs up. This isn't the club's fault. There's always
Yeah,
signs up saying that official squad numbers have not been released, and if you
yeah.
do buy it with the number on, it will not be replaced if that number changes.
Yeah, and it's been like that every season. Like you never buy a get a name and number while the transfer window's open. I mean, look at
Unless it's a player like somebody like Joe Linton, I think you guarantee just
I
have
mean,
that
you say
number
that, but
7.
look at Maxi. I
It
mean, if you said at the
happens.
beginning of this preseason, would Maxi be sold? You probably would have said no, and he would have been a safe bet for a
Uh,
name and number on the
to
back.
be
So
fair though, Scott,
who
I think
knows?
I think Maxi was probably the one which was on the fence. If that was me
Yeah,
personally, my kids
to
like
be
he's
honest, yeah.
Dad, I want to see Maximum's name on the back of my shirt. I'd be like, let's just hang fire a
Let's
little
just
bit,
wait. Yeah,
sunshine. Something
yeah,
might be happening. Let's just hang fire. I think you have to go for those players like a Trivia, somebody like
yeah,
that. Get that on the back.
yeah.
Get Dan
Absolutely.
Burn on the back. He's not
Yeah,
going anywhere. Players
yeah.
like that. Get Wilson.
Or
Wilson's not.
if you know the number of a new signing like Tonali, like if we know his
Mm.
number, absolutely. Although I
It's like
think,
when Bruno arrived, he was always going to be 39 just because it's
yeah,
such a random number. I know it's got a personal meaning to him, but just
mhm,
such a random number. Nobody else is going to, I want to wear number 39.
yeah,
Like, it doesn't happen.
it's not going
Doesn't
to happen.
happen.
No, I
So
do
just
think
be a
though
bit patient.
on the training videos that the club have released, Tonali does have 20 on his shorts, on his
Well,
training
he was
shorts.
wearing 20 against
Yeah,
against Rangers. He was
yeah,
wearing 20. But like I said, with Maxi leaving, they will not leave that number 10 shirt
no,
vacant. I'll be very shocked if they do that. And you would imagine Gordon will go to number 10, whether it be in the winger. What numbers Bond's going to get, God knows. Like, there's
mhm.
so much happening with squad numbers, so it's always worthwhile just
Oh
waiting.
yeah,
Just be a
just
bit
wait till the
patient
window
and
closes.
just wait.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's not worth the risk because you're going to have an upset kid at some point. We got a message a couple of days ago on Twitter, and it was off someone that said, "Oh, my son's absolutely good. I warned him at the time not to do it, but he wanted Maxi's name on the
Oh,
back of his green shirt. It's gone and got it done, and it looks like he is off to Saudi as well. So you're risking it. You're
yeah,
taking chances. Don't do it.
yeah, yeah,
Don't
absolutely,
do it."
absolutely.
But yeah, thanks, Scott. I've enjoyed this one. It's always a
Yeah,
pleasure doing kit reviews. It's one of our favorite things to do on this
mhm,
channel. If you're watching
yeah,
this and you like the video, give us your opinions as well. Let us know what you think of this. Let us know which one is your favorite out of the 3 kits which Castor have released this season. I think for me, for if we're judging all 3 kits, I think this is the best trio of kits which we've had in a long, long time. It really is.
yeah.
I love them.
I
Like the
agree.
video as well, means a lot to us. If you do that, become a subscriber. It costs you absolutely nothing to do that. If you do want extra content, more content like this, and early access, you can become a member. It is just $2.99 a month to do that, and you get access to the Telegram group. We always big this Telegram group up. I think the last 2 weeks, it's taken a bit of a turn in that Telegram group. It's got a little bit better as well. I'm saying a little bit. It's got massively better as well. So
Parental
that two
guidance
ninety nine
recommended.
it is. That 2.99 a month is worthwhile just
Yeah,
joining that group. We've got around about 100 people in there at the minute. We do have more members, but there's only 100 people that have took advantage of that Telegram group. So if you are a member and you haven't done that yet, go on your community page and you will see a link which takes you straight to that group and you get straight in. And you'll be welcomed by every other Newcastle fan in there. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you next time.